Hi there.
How are you, mate?
All right. Nice Napalm Death shirt.
Thank you, thank you. I'm not gonna lie, just purely because I had no idea what you look like. Didn't think you'd look like that. Not gonna lie. I heard the vocals and I was seeing grey, some long grey hair, like
In my youth.
in your youth, yeah. But remember the crazy scientist from Independence Day? Yeah, this just had the yeah.
Yeah.
I was picturing a lot of grey hair. Fair, fair. Whereabouts are you at the moment, Richard? Cheers.
Right now I'm in Miami in Florida because we're going to go on the 70,000 tons of metal cruise.
Yes, I have always wanted to do one of those. Cruise
Yeah.
ships are fun. They're not fun in high seas, but they are fun when everything's calm. Is this the first time you guys have played this particular gig?
Well, we're not playing. My girlfriend and I
Oh, you're going on it.
are
Ah,
going.
nice, nice. Who are you most looking forward to seeing?
Let's see. It'll be good to see Dirk Schneider. We saw Sepultura already on their farewell tour.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that they play a different set this time. Decapitated
Oh,
is playing Suffocation, Emperor Ishan, if I'm pronouncing his name right. Who else is playing? Tankard.
lots stacked,
There's a
mate.
lot of bands. Yeah, there's a lot of bands I'm not familiar with at all, so that'll be good.
Oh, and doing it on I did my first ever cruise ship at the start of last year, and it was just the nicest experience. I'm looking around
Oh,
going,
good.
why have I not been doing this for the
Yeah.
last 10 years? Um, Now, mate, Drugs of Faith are based in Northern Virginia. Like, how would you describe the music scene there these days?
It's a suburb of Washington, D.C. So a lot of gigs happen there, a few in Northern Virginia. You might go up to Baltimore to see gigs.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of different scenes all on top of each other. In DC, way back in the day before punk and hardcore, I think DC used to be um, what do you call it? Right? It's known for its jazz music,
Motown and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
and then before that, it was what is that type of music called? I'm drawing a blank on it. Oh, thank you. Yes. I mean, you can't mention DC without talking about go-go music either.
Hmm. Okay. That I'm not
And
familiar with.
uh-huh.
Yeah, interesting. All right. I've heard the expression. I don't. But if you asked me to describe what music sounds like, I would not have the slightest clue. So that was kind of pre-jazz kind of thing, or
Post. Go-go
post-jazz.
might come out in the 70s.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I like it.
Uh-huh.
Um, Now, mate, I'm going to because obviously I've read through the PDF that came with the album of all of your lyrics. So
Hmm.
I know you're a very politically conscientious guy, and obviously any idiot could take 2 seconds listening to this album and be like, "Yeah, I can tell what you're talking about." Now, I'm going to make a statement here that I'm not necessarily 100% behind. However, it is a very interesting talking point to get people's opinions on it. So here we go.
Hmm.
Music, particularly punk music, is better under Republican presidents. Discuss.
I have heard this said because the punks get complacent under Democratic rule,
Mm.
and then they're more angry and put out. There's more activity, so there's more gigs and there's more records sold by political bands under Republican regimes.
Mm.
Um, I think that there's plenty. When you talk about Republican and Democrat, I'm talking about in the states.
Mm. Yeah.
So you could say liberal versus conservative in different countries. Whatever the different two major parties or more than two that are
Mm,
butting heads. Um, yeah, I understand that. There's still a lot to be against, even if I say even when the Democrats in the states are in charge.
mm,
I mean, something that immediately comes to mind with the Kamala Harris and Joe Biden administration here in the states.
mm.
I mean, they were supporting a genocide. You know,
While fronting the world and going, "Oh no, everything's fine," and I'm like, this dude literally has no idea where he is, and
They're,
everyone's pretending it's fine. Like,
right, right.
what? And now we have this. So, so thanks, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if dead Kennedys when they were. I don't know if they sort of took a back seat when Reagan wasn't around. I mean, there was plenty to talk about, no matter who
Mm,
was in charge. And
yeah.
in some administrations, there's a lot more to talk about. In the states right now, I mean, especially today. I mean, even today, it's complete chaos.
Mm. Yeah, well, I remember because the genesis of me, kind of thinking about that statement was looking back over the discography of Ministry. Al Jurgensen, absolutely, if that is how you pronounce his name, absolutely despised George Bush. Like,
Oh yeah,
fucking hated that guy. And
yeah,
some of his best albums came out under the when the Red was in the White House. And I was like, yeah, it's true. His stuff under Obama was pretty
well, you can debate that. I
hmm,
mean, the mind is a terrible thing to taste, and the land of rape and honey. You know, those
hmm.
were before his Bush trilogy, so to speak.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
I'm not using air quotes too much. I notice I'm doing that a lot.
No one. Come on, man. If we're lucky, a few hundred people watch it, it is fine. We'll be fine, mate. Don't worry.
Okay.
But hey, speaking of making patterns, how long have you been working on asymmetrical?
That was good. I liked that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we started writing riffs to do an album before the lockdowns happened. And, like a lot of bands, we didn't jam that whole time. And I worked on more riffs using the drum machine. I guess in this case, maybe I did it in GarageBand. And I was saving riff ideas until we started to get back together again. So when we started practicing again, we had to dust off the cobwebs of what we were working on when we had actually gotten together before. So some of the material is several years old, and some of it's newer, like when we started playing together again.
Hmm. Yeah.
Lyric wise, I think it's all more recent. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll write more lyrics when it's getting closer to when we have a record that we want to finish off, and I have to start attaching lyrics to the songs. Or if we say, oh, we should start playing this live, I have to
Hmm.
get some lyrics together.
Yeah, I got the feeling looking at the lyrics that I was like, this feels pretty contemporary. I mean,
Mm,
yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
you could also say that, you could have also released this in 2017 and it would have, because in a way, we're still dealing with a lot of the same issues.
Uh-huh.
Um, what were some of the biggest challenges you think in creating this album?
Challenges, I guess. I guess the main thing taking so long to finish the record is because of that, because of COVID and the lockdowns.
Mm,
I'm not saying anything unique for us. Some bands were able to work something out where they passed files back and forth and they were able to record remotely and all that sort of thing, or they worked it out that they were going to get together and jam anyway and go into the studio anyway. We didn't do any of that.
yeah, yeah. No. How did you keep yourself sane during, all those months locked down?
You know, it was a little difficult. We did a lot of, my girlfriend and I did a lot of driving around. did a lot going on walks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it was really weird when it first started. The band actually had a weekend booked when we were promoting it, and it was right around when it started. I think
Mm.
it was in March,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we were going, is this just what is this going to last a couple of weeks and then go away? Like, what is this? And
Mm.
eventually we had to cancel it, just like everybody else had to.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that was it.
It was an interesting week or so when everyone, I remember the Exploited were coming to Australia, for their
Mm,
40th anniversary, and they were like, fuck COVID, we're not afraid, we're coming anyway. And I'm like, I don't think you are, dude. A week later, it's like, yeah. Turns out it's not up to us. Whoops.
that's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, what we did? There was a few services that we signed up for, so you can support the local independent uh, movie theaters.
Hmm.
We got these apps so we could stream these movies, but we're actually getting them from the movie theater.
Oh, nice.
So we did a lot of that.
Yeah. Oh, that's really
That
sweet.
was good.
Yeah. Whoever ran my local cinema must have been an old sci-fi nut who was my age or older because when obviously there was no new movies coming out, but towards the end of 2020 when they could start having people back in there, he started showing all these old sci-fi movies. So I got to see like Terminator 2, Alien, and all this stuff on the big screen for the first time. I was like,
Oh, okay, great.
yeah, worked well. Um,
Speaking of old sci-fi movies, what I did is we watched some documentary about Alien, and it was about the inspiration that Ridley Scott and the writers had for making Alien,
mm,
and they listed all these movies, all these old school, like we're talking like 1950s and
mm.
1960s old sci-fi movies, and and so I took that list and I tried to watch them all, and it was very interesting because I
No.
would be watching one and go, "Yep, that was straight out of Alien."
Yeah.
The Alien just took that, and then Aliens. There was a thing there. I totally recognized that, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. It was great.
Yeah. I love it to bits. Um, So the going to the album, what inspired Conspiratorial, the final track, the instrumental?
We were going back and forth about whether we were going to put lyrics on that or not,
Mm.
and then we decided that it sounded good as an instrumental, and we do that once in a while, not a whole lot.
Hmm. Yeah, fair. So what do you most want to accomplish in 2025?
I hope that we get out there and play a lot of gigs.
Hmm.
We had talked about writing some more material and doing a different cover. We haven't really done that yet. Um, so we're still gearing up. We've got a show next month. At that point, we'll have their new record in hand.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be able to get on the road a little bit, play some weekends. We haven't done a tour since it's been, before talking about the pandemic again, since before the
Mm.
pandemic that we've done a tour. We've just done two or three gig
Mm.
little weekend jaunts. So I hope we get out and play, bring the music to the people. You know,
Now, something that is very, very near and dear to my heart. You're on 70,000 tons of metal. That goes for how many days? Is it four? Two,
let's
three?
see. It leaves on Thursday and comes back on Monday.
Okay. What metal shirts have you packed? I can see you've got Megadeth. What else have you got?
That's okay. Well, without looking at the suitcase, let's see. Napalm Death, but a
Okay.
different one.
Nice.
Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going by memory here, like I said. I mean, I could. My suitcase is right here. I could look at it.
I
I've
just
got
remember
a.
it's like this
I've
is
got a
something I
punks. Oh well, speaking of the local music scene, I've got a Punks for Palestine T-shirt.
nice.
So where that came from is I don't know who designed it, but there's a band called No Man,
Hmm.
and everyone but the singer came from They had bands before,
Hmm.
and they're very political, and they talk about the Palestinian Israeli conflict a lot when they play shows. And they did a 5K,
Hmm.
and they raised money to donate to the Palestinians. So if you did the 5K, you can get the shirt.
Nice.
And then I never did it, so I didn't get the shirt. But then they played a show in DC, and they were selling it, so I bought one. So I've got that. Um, I better take a look.
Do it. Do it.
I can see that one right here. While I'm looking, I'll go like this because I'm throwing clothes around. Oh, total fucking destruction.
Nice.
Uh,
How good
terror,
is he?
yeah.
Richard.
Terrorizer.
Yes. Nice.
I've got a self-made God shirt. So
Nice.
the
Of
label
course.
is putting out the CD, right? I
Yeah.
already said Napalm Death. I guess that. Voivod.
Voivod.
Yeah,
Excellent. Oh,
yeah,
perfect. Good
yeah.
choices. Good choices. Solid work.
Thank you.
Mate, this has been great. Enjoy your cruise. They are just eat shitloads of food, get sunburned, do all the good stuff.
I,
And
I think all of that is going to happen.
eat enough that you get wheeled off as freight. It's all good.
Yeah, I guess if they don't carry us out, we did something wrong.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Richard. Have a
Hey,
great day.
thank
Well
you.
done on
It
the
was good to talk to you.
You too, mate. All right. See ya.